So the apostles have done it again. Peter and John were preaching about Jesus, and they got caught by the exact same people that had Jesus crucified. They're put on trial, and they're told, just don't talk about Jesus anymore, and we'll let you go. And this is Peter's response from Acts chapter 5. He says, "We must obey God rather than men. The God of our fathers raised Jesus from the dead, whom you had killed by hanging him on a tree." Now, this is really interesting to me, because Peter focuses on Jesus rising from the dead and not him dying on the cross. Now, if you look at the front of a lot of churches, like right over here, right there, you see crosses. We focus that Jesus died for our sins, and that is a good focus. But that wasn't the focus of much of the early church. The focus wasn't him dying, but him rising from the dead. Well, why is that? Well, a large part of it is because everyone dies. Death was just part of that culture back then. Here in modern day, in the States, we often hide death. We don't talk about it. It's over there someplace far away. And so for us, death is often surprising because we hide it from ourselves. But back then, there was no hiding it. Death was just a part of life. It's not surprising when someone dies. It wasn't even surprising when someone was crucified. The Romans did that pretty often. What was surprising was that Jesus came back. And you see, that's huge. Because if Jesus had just died, he'd just be another guy that died, like anyone else in the history of the world. But because Jesus rose from the dead, we know that when he died for us. And that God accepted his sacrifice. And that the God that loves us enough to die for us is still alive, and he still cares for us now. And so if he died to forgive us, how much better is it that he's alive now and watching after us? And so, yeah, the apostles focused on Jesus being alive because that was a really, really big deal. And it still is.